Hello, it is December 1, 2025. It is currently 11:21 and I have been a bit off from my daily vlogs and journaling in terms of staying on top of it. I mean, granted it was Thanksgiving and holidays and being with family, so it was a bit difficult, but yeah, it's not an excuse. Let me see. So the last time I had updated it was the 24th. It's currently the 1st, so I'm on day 13. And yeah, I haven't been super good about it, but that's okay. I think this whole experience has has taught me that it's okay for me to not, check off everything. I think as long as I'm getting 1% better every single day, like that's all I could ask for. So I'm kind of coming to terms with that, but I'm very glad that I was able to at least do these vlogs and just, get into the habit of being more comfortable and posting to YouTube and stuff and kind of holding myself accountable. I think one thing that I saw is that, if I were to do this publicly, like I really had to hold myself accountable to the people who are coming on this journey slash challenge with me. And so maybe that's actually something I change in the future, is that I've kind of kept this YouTube channel like secret, but maybe it's like, okay, I'll post to my Sarah Killig and, at least mention it there or have like some snippets there about, what today's topic is about. Because I think, apart from just giving an update on like how I'm feeling, I think I would love to be able to read certain things or like have a topic of the day and just like go about it. Or like, even if it's research and talking about it, I think that would be very interesting for me to do, like for the books that I'm reading, maybe even the passages and stuff. Like I'm reading a fashion book, stuff like that. It'd be cool to just talk about that. So maybe that's actually where this kind of advances into. Another thing is that yesterday I went to Teofilo coffee shop because they had a small little event called like Bantan Blessings. It was like BTS, army stuff. And so what I found out there was that they have a small little Filipino library, like Tayuna library, and I've actually been trying to get into Filipino authors or Filipino books. So I most recently read The Patron Saint of Nothings, which that was probably the first book that I felt like seen. It was, having different like Tagalog like phrases or just even like ate, kuya, things like that. Um I think that was very interesting, and then also it kind of being contextualized and also in like a historical moment. I think it was interesting, because I've learned about it on the history side, but putting it into like a fictional like book, I think it was is very interesting to kind of see it in that perspective, and also being that my mom is from Bicol, Legazpi City, and that's actually also where it took place in that area. So it was like familiar city. So I actually thought that was really interesting. But yeah, so Titan Library, the way that it works is that you can check out like, four different books at a time. You send them an email saying you checked out these, and then you could return them like whenever. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then someone said that there is a physical spot in like Covina, something like that, where you can also pick up or get it delivered, etc. So I'm gonna look into that. I mean, it just happened yesterday, so I'll see. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So maybe every single day I even got it was a book that had the English and then the translation in Tagalog. So I think it would be very interesting to just practice my Tagalog and really be immersed in the language. I have not been able to, be fluent in it. Like when I go to the Philippines every so often, I'll like learn some new words and things like that. But I think I would like to force myself every day to learn Tagalog even more. I took Tagalog in college, but honestly, it kind of wasn't the right setting for me, at least because when you kind of put a grade to it and stuff like that, I'm kind of doing the work to finish. So I'm a bit sad that I like took it for granted, but also it was a lot of work. Um, but yeah, so that's okay. Um, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get back into listening to like Filipino music and like watching Filipino movies, because I know that for a lot of Filipinos that I know, the way that they learned English was like, for example, watching Friends and stuff. So maybe I'll pick up like a Filipino teleserie and figure it out from there. But yeah, so that's kind of what I want to do. Every day I'll have like a different prompt or something to talk about. But I guess today is just talking about Filipino authors and, that little library. I think there's definitely, or maybe I'm not aware of other Filipino libraries. I think something that was also interesting is like, oh, When I was looking into different books to get into, I was like, oh man, like buying these books will be expensive because I prefer to have the hardcover. I didn't realize that, it's possible that my library could also have it. I guess it just didn't occur to me that like there would be even Filipinos in this area or enough for there to be a Filipino section. So I'm actually going to look into that because someone had told me I think their Carson library actually has a Filipino section, something like that. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't know. I guess I assume that it's not like mainstream enough to be in a public library, or if I had to look for it, I would have to specifically look for the book and then the author. So I'm going to eventually be looking into that and yeah, just consuming more Filipino literature and learning about like history and stuff like that. I think now that I'm out of college and there's not really an opportunity for me to learn about like say Filipino slash like ethnic studies or in that, type of setting like Filipino studies, I think it would be really good for me to, just consume literature that I can learn history from and things like that. But yeah, I think that's about it. It's getting into the holiday season, so obviously I'm going to be pretty busy. I'm going to be making, I enjoy making a lot of stuff for Christmas and as like gifts and stuff. So it's already December, so it's gonna be a very packed like weekend after weekend on top of just like fulfilling orders. So I'm excited for all of that to pan out, but I'm just glad I'm able to kind of document it throughout this time, and I know that I do have to catch up on a lot of videos that I had had recorded over the weekend and stuff. But yeah, I think it's really cool to be able to just now document my life, I guess. I was always so shy about like even taking photos, and I was like, you know what, one day I'm gonna be sad if I don't have these photos and videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to make it a point to really talk about my feelings and take pictures and like really see the progress of how my life is progressing too, because I know that like obviously my I haven't been the best about like this, and it's easy for me to be very down on myself because like doom scrolling and all of that. But I think that there's a lot to also be grateful for, and so I think it also forces me to kind of like filter myself in these videos in the sense that like there's always good things to be happy about, and that's also what I want to keep projecting and like keep emphasizing. For example, like I was able to drive the freeway like yesterday from what's it called, like on an actual like highway. I mean, obviously my family was with me, but yeah, I think that's something that I've never really felt like a full adult yet, because there's different things that I think I should be at in my life. Like I should be able to drive the freeways by myself. So I think that's just like one thing that's like, okay, that was really cool for me to already be able to do that and work my way up to my confidence, because that wasn't something that I don't know, think of doing this year. So it's cool. I mean, I used to be able to drive freeways ish, but yeah, I haven't been driving for a while, so anxiety and a lot of other things adding up. But yeah, so I'm slowly working my way back up to it, and so yeah, I'm happy about that, being able to be with family and stuff like that, and just in general, like I think it's a privilege to be able to run a business. So even though I am pretty tired and feel like I'm always behind on life, at the end of the day, I am blessed to be able to do the things that I'm doing, and so I will not take that for granted, and I will always be thankful for everything that I have, and I'm just counting my blessings. But yeah, so that is today's vlog, and we'll see you tomorrow where it's a new week, it's a new month. I'm excited for everything that I don't know what I have planned for this month, but it's gonna be holiday stuff, so it'll be fine. But yeah, the new year's coming, and so I have to do some new year planning and stuff. So yeah, everything will work out.